Yo, what's going on, GZTV community here on YouTube? I say that because I have a Twitch community too. I just got done streaming on 2K. I got Dark Matter John Morant. That was fire. But we're back with another video, and of course, we are at that time, the night of March 8th. We had NBA basketball tonight, as we do every night. We had 6 battles. Maybe only like 2 of those games were actually good, but we're gonna talk about all of these games because again, all these games have to be played. Um, a lot of people have been going off recently. A lot of players have been having big performances, so that's always nice to watch. It's always a beautiful thing to watch, witnessing greatness. Tonight, in particular, Darius Garland and Kyrie Irving. So we're going to talk about those guys. Let's talk about Kyrie first with the Nets and the Hornets. Irving scores 50. Nets beat Hornets to snap a 4-game skid, and people were complaining about Kevin Durant not getting as many buckets. And as a fantasy team guy that has him on my team, like if you look at my team, I'm projected to lose by 18 when I should probably be projected to win at this point. But again, I'm up by 100 fantasy points, so I'm not really worried right now. I'm not worried about Kevin Durant playing like shit. It's kind of whatever, but he didn't really play like shit. He just didn't get as many shot opportunities as he should. I mean, he is the leader of this team. As much as Kyrie hoops when he's on the court, he doesn't even play the whole season. But let's just talk. Kevin Durant was responding on Twitter to a bunch of hecklers. He was responding to a bunch of people talking about gambling and stuff. It was funny shit. So, but let's just talk about the big performers. Andre Drummond went out and put up 20 and 14. Big night for him. Kyrie put up 50. So no one's gonna give credit to Andre Drummond for a great game played, but he played good. But on the Hornets side, I mean, Hornets played good. It's just no one could guard Kyrie. PJ Washington definitely needs to be more of a scoring option on this team. But we had Miles Bridges putting up 30, LaMelo Ball putting up 24, and Rozier putting up 30. The ideal big three in the Hornets organization. So, without further ado, let's just move on to one of the bigger battles of the night. This was a really good game, actually. Garland scores a career high 41, leads the Cavs past the Pacers, and I'm sure he's going to snap that record pretty soon here. Darius Garland is really nice. I have him on my fantasy team, so I can talk pretty highly about him. Fast jumper, swift with his movements. He is a really good player. He's a facilitator as well as a scorer. He's a really, really nice player. But let's talk. Let's just talk about the rest of the team as a whole because we can't discredit Laurie Marketing coming out and putting up 21. Sorry for stuttering. And Evan Mobley, I mean, continuing his rookie campaign with 22 and 12, they need that guy out there. He's a big board grabber. He was the leading board grabber by 7, matter of fact. But of course, Darius Garland's going to get the most credit, 41 and 13. I just like getting on here and talking about the other performances that were good. Pacers, Malcolm Brogdon put up 12 and 12. Tyrese Halliburton put up 25, and that is about it for their side of things. Brissett didn't really have that good of a night scoring, so maybe they discredit that. He's literally the only guy on their team that didn't have double figures. They ran a 9-man lineup, and they honestly played really good together. It's just Brissett was kind of their weak link, so this is kind of how that came to be. Suns and Magic was another good game, surprisingly. I mean, I guess you got to take into account that D-Book and CP3 aren't playing, but even then, you know, yeah, I don't know. Mikal Bridges blocked a shot and it saved the Suns in a 3-point win over the Magic. Shout out to Mikal Bridges. He might be MVP of the night there for the Suns. Every game they want to win every game. Suns have an 8-game, like pretty soon they're getting really close to clinching the Western Conference, and every game's gonna matter, especially with the Warriors winning tonight easily. Uh, Again, Magic are totally out of it, and they've been out of it for years and years and years. I don't know when they're gonna revamp their franchise fully, but yeah, anything can happen. But looking at the Suns, DeAndre Ayton came off a great performance on Sunday, and that's not going to change here. He put up 21 and 19, 18 and 12 for Cameron Payne. Cameron Payne's a pretty good option for point guard. He's a good backup point guard, to be honest with you, for CP3. Landry Shamet put up 21. He's got some nice moves in his arsenal. He can shoot the ball. He's a sneaky shooter. You gotta love it. Looking at Orlando, Wendell Carter continuing to play his ass off this season, 20 and 12. That's about it. That's really the only good performance that the Magic got out of their players. So let's just move on to Pelicans Grizzlies. This was a TNT game, and this game was horrible. A shout out to Ja and Memphis for getting it done and becoming a top. I think they've been a top 3 team in the West for a while, but I'm rooting for Ja. I really like Ja Morant. That would be nice to see them make a finals. It's going to be so interesting to see who makes it. And I'm going to have my prediction videos up when that comes about. Morant and the Grizzlies built an early lead, and they beat the Pelicans by 21. So, pretty easy win. Pelicans are looking good, so that's a good win for the Grizzlies. Despite, looking at the Pelicans record, they're 27 and 38, but they've been playing really good recently. I don't know why my shirt just made that sound, but I mean, for the Pelicans, all you had was 32 and 11 out of C.J. McCollum. Tony Snell, uh, Jackson Hayes was quiet, and that really slows the Pelicans down when two of your starters have 5 combined points together any given time. But looking at the Grizzlies, good performances. Jaren Jackson had 22, Ja had 24, Desmond Bane had 22. Man, Desmond Bane's a great shooter. He is so consistent. And yeah, I just want to give him credit for that. But moving on to Bucks and Thunder. This game, like the Thunder actually stayed in this game for quite some time, and it was surprising. But Bucks had to win this game, and they did. Giannis scores 39. Another MVP candidate type performance. But you guys know who my MVP is, so we're not even going to talk about that. Bucks top the Thunder for their 5th straight win. So yeah, Bucks are on a roll. They're looking to try to maybe catch up to Miami. I don't know. But yeah, again, Giannis is 39. Chris Middleton coming off of a 41-point performance doesn't disappoint here. 25 points. Man, I really like Chris Middleton's game. He finds his spots. He gets his shots up. It's awesome. I love seeing it. But Bobby Portis had 18 and 14 to add on, so that's nice. Thunder, it's the one-man show with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander putting up 33 and 14. What else do you want me to say? Pokashevsky late in the game hit some shots, but that's really it. I mean, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of guys on that team that have potential, but as of right now, you just got to trust the process if you're a Thunder fan. Clippers, Warriors. Again, this game was pretty decent down the stretch, but Warriors ended up winning, of course. The whole Jackie Moon thing with Klay Thompson was pretty cool to watch. Will Ferrell as Jackie Moon coming out and shooting around with Klay. That was a cool moment. Yeah, I haven't looked at this box score yet, so I will say the Clippers played bad. And recently, Reggie Jackson's play has looked abysmal ever since that 36-point performance on the Lakers. Again, abysmal performances from him. Zubac only putting up 4 points. Semi Ojeleye should definitely put up more than 3 off the bench. Their bench outscored their starters. Like, let's not forget, Terrence Mann only had 7. I'm sorry, I'm talking about the Thunder with Trey Mann, but their bench outscored their starters. Is that like, should that be on Tyronn Lue for putting in the wrong rotations? I mean, you guys off the bench like Rodney Hood, Isaiah Hartenstein, Kennard, Brandon Boston that are just putting up great performances. But I don't know, man. But looking at the Warrior side, 14 and 11 for Andrew Wiggins, good game. Curry, people thought he was going to be the MVP at the beginning of the season, and now it is very clear that he is not an MVP candidate or even close. To be honest with you, they had some great bench performers, but let's talk about Klay Thompson coming out and putting up 20. 9 for 23, though. He had a couple really good shots doing typical Klay Thompson things, but whatever. 20 points is 20 points. 21 for Jonathan Kuminga. Let me tell you guys right now, Jonathan Kuminga has a career ahead of him in the NBA. I'm so excited to see how this guy develops. He's very consistent. He shot 7 for 12 from the field, 2 for 3 from 3, 21 points. And yeah, the other good bench player is Jordan Poole, my guy on the fantasy team. 8 for 13 from the field, 4 for 6 from 3, 20 points. A lot of consistency off the bench, and I'm sure Steve Kerr appreciates that and takes that into mind as we get closer to the playoffs and getting closer to coaches determining who is going to be able to play in the playoffs and give us big buckets. And it's clear that Jordan Poole and Kuminga are definitely worthy of that. The rest of the bench had 5 points. These guys combined had 41. That's wild. That's going to do it. I mean, Juan Toscano Anderson should definitely score more off the bench, but they won the game, so it's kind of whatever. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. This probably shouldn't have been a 10-minute video. I just like rambling on and on. I like I'm very observational, if that's even a word. I watch games. I keep in mind stuff for the nightly episodes, of course, for you guys. I just want to seem educated. I watch the games, guys. Like, you guys should know this. I watch the games all the time, and you guys should know that, so I give you guys, if you guys don't watch basketball normally, this is kind of your